Hey, everybody, and welcome to today's video training. I'm very happy to present Lou Bortone. He has been a pioneer and thought leader in the video space since the launch of YouTube in 2005. He's helped thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs and companies, people just like us, create and leverage online video to build their brands and dramatically grow their revenues. Prior to his industry work, leading work in online video marketing, Lou spent over 20 years as a marketing exec in the television and entertainment industries, including national promotion manager for E-Entertainment Television and senior vice president of marketing for Fox Family Worldwide in Los Angeles. Lou is a popular speaker, author, and ghostwriter of 6 business books. He's also the author of Video Marketing Rules: How to Win in a World Gone Video. And you can learn more about Lou at loubortone.com. But also, he has a great Facebook connection that's very beneficial for agents. So hopefully he'll tell us about that at the end here. All right, Lou, take it away.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate it. And I know you and our realtor friends have a special place in my heart. So I have a lot of real estate clients. So I know this stuff actually works for agents and others. So today, Cindy asked me to share my 23 video tips for 2023. This is like the lightning round of video. I am happy to answer questions at the end because we may go through some of the stuff quickly, and we'll just jump right in. So this is all part of my, let's have them their own. This is all part of my Fast Forward Mastermind. I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end. In the meantime, all these goofy images are created with AI or artificial intelligence, and that's what next month's presentation is going to be all about. But for now, we'll just jump right in and start with our presentation. As Cindy mentioned, I've been doing this for quite a long time. I was on YouTube at the very beginning when it was just cats playing the piano and skateboarding dogs. And before that, as Cindy mentioned, I was in the TV biz. So the real question here for this year, we're already into March, is what should you be doing with video in 2020? This year, it seems like it gets more and more crucial every year to move to digital and video. And this is certainly no exception. But I want to start with first, which is really just to start where you are with what you have. And a lot of folks will say, well, I'm waiting for my light, so I don't want to do this until I get this just right, or I'm having a bad hair day. The main thing with video is start wherever you are with whatever you have, whether that's just a mobile phone or a smartphone or a webcam. It doesn't have to be a big Hollywood production. You can create great videos even with your phone. So don't wait for conditions to be perfect. Just get started where you are, and you can build and level up from there. The second tip I have for you is, if you are starting with video, one of the easiest ways to start is with live video. I think personally it's the low-hanging fruit of video, particularly Facebook Live, because it's really easy to go live to Facebook from your phone or from your desktop. And the expectations are a little bit less on Facebook. Nobody expects anything to be, too fancy or overproduced. It's really sort of a come as you are party. So if you want to dip your toes in the water in terms of video, Facebook Live is a great way to do that. And it's also a great way to go onto your Facebook or your Facebook groups and maybe tell folks you have a new listing or share a tip or things like that. So it's a great way to get started. I'm actually in a live video class right now because things change so quickly. I want to try to stay on top of it. So I'm going to be doing more live videos as well. And video number 3, video is now your best branding tool. I think that video accelerates the sales process and gets people to the closing table faster and just moves people faster because they can see you, they can relate to you. Video builds know, like, and trust more quickly than, newsletters or articles or blogs, because they're seeing that there's a person behind the business card. So video is an excellent branding tool and probably the quickest way to really establish yourself and establish an identity in the community. Oops,
Hello?
my screen's going.
Are the slides supposed to be, are the slides supposed to be moving?
See them?
They're not moving.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Also, your sound
use
isn't
now?
terrific, but we can understand you. So
Okay, let me double check a couple things here. I'm gonna check my mic. All right, can you see the slides now?
I can see them, but they're all on the left side, and then you've got the one. This is what happens when you're in New Hampshire in the snow, right? So
know.
yeah, so this is yeah, so it's on the left side, and then you've got the slide in the middle.
That's okay. I'll do it this way because it seemed as though when I went to full screen,
Uh-huh.
we weren't them.
Well, it's fine. This is a
It's fine.
training. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay.
Okay. So we're on number 3. Haven't missed much. Video is your best branding tool. And another one that I want to share, number 4, is that off camera video is still video, and it's still compelling video. So even if you are not on camera, if you're sharing your slides like I'm doing here, or if you're doing a Zoom and you're doing a screen share, that counts as video and can still be really powerful and effective. So on those days where maybe you are having a bad hair day, maybe you can share a PowerPoint like this, or share a screen, or do some other kind of off camera video. A lot of folks think, well, that's not really video, but I've done a lot of presentations without me being on camera, just sharing content or sharing slides. So don't forget about off camera video. Tip number 5 is that video podcasting is absolutely exploding. And I finally, after resisting for a long time, I finally started to do a video podcast. And the reason is that audio podcasts are hugely popular, but the number one platform where people go to watch or listen to podcasts is actually YouTube, which shocked me. It's more than iTunes, it's more than Stitcher and all those other podcasts, Spotify, all those other platforms. YouTube is the number one podcasting platform. And that's why if you have an audio podcast, it may be worthwhile to a video version of that as well, so that you can take advantage of the huge audience on YouTube. Tip number 6, your camera is your phone. So if folks always ask me what webcam should I use, or what kind of camera should I buy, or do I need a big expensive camera? And the truth is that the newer iPhones and Androids, anything within the last few years, have exceptional cameras and can be used to shoot any kind of video. So when I'm not using this camera, I'm using my phone for just about everything. So when people say, what camera should I use? I usually say use one that you always have, and it's with you pretty much 24/7 at your side. So you have a video camera with you basically anytime your phone is. Tip number 7 is to know your must-have videos. And I like to think that, there are some videos that any person as a small business or a realtor should have. And one of those is a video on your homepage or on your web page. Another one is an about me video. We're doing some of those with Cindy right now. Yet another one is if you have a YouTube presence, you can also put a welcome video or a channel trailer on your YouTube channel. So you don't have to do, 50 videos. There's really 3, 4, 5 must-have videos that are going to get you a lot of mileage and really kind of get a lot out of those handful of videos. And the must-have videos kind of vary from business to business, but for folks like us, a video on your homepage is really important so people can see that there's a face behind the business card and a face behind the website. So that's really one that I like to start with because it's so vital for business owners. Tip number 8 is to learn basic editing techniques. And I know that video editing strikes fear in the hearts of many. It can be time consuming, but it doesn't have to be. There are a few things you can do in just YouTube or an online software where maybe you chop off the beginning and the end of the video to make it a little cleaner or more professional. And there are also a lot of tools that are now using AI or artificial intelligence to help you edit videos. And I'm going to talk a lot about those in our next presentation next month. In the meantime, just know that a little editing goes a long way. And even if you're doing a little bit of editing, it can really help you. So even if you just know how to splice off the beginning and the end of your videos to make them cleaner, or maybe add graphics, things like that. If you're on a Mac, you probably already have iMovie, which is a very popular editing program. And there are also programs for PC like Adobe Premiere and things like that. Tip number 9 is to be consistent and strive to post videos weekly. So weekly is a good goal to shoot for, especially if you're not doing a lot of video right now. And that doesn't mean you have to do a video every week, because you can batch record several videos at a time and then drip them out or schedule them out for several weeks. So maybe you decide, I'm going to post a video every Tuesday at 2 p.m. and you can schedule your video to post that time on YouTube. So I always try to have a handful of videos kind of in the can and waiting to go out that I can post, that I'm putting something up at least once a week. Tip number 10 is to get your YouTube channel updated and optimized. And as I mentioned, if you're posting videos once a week, one of the best ways to start with that, and the best places to post them, is to YouTube, because it's the second biggest search engine, and it is an enormous website with billions of viewers, and it's just a great place to basically be found and discovered. So like editing, a little bit of effort on YouTube goes a long way. So YouTube is a great place to use as a hub or a kind of headquarters for all the videos you post. And once your video is on YouTube, you can share it from YouTube to Facebook, from YouTube to LinkedIn, from YouTube to Twitter, etc. If Twitter is still a thing, I haven't checked today. Tip number 11 is to use AI or artificial intelligence to generate video topics and ideas. And I know ChatGPT is all the rage, but it is a really powerful new tool that you use, ideas and inspiration for your videos. So this morning, I had to make a worksheet about YouTube best practices, and I kind of know what they are, but I just asked ChatGPT to tell me the best practices for YouTube, and it reminded me of a few that I forgot. It all gave me a really good jumping off point. I had a document that I could edit and add my own personality to, but it saved me at least a couple of hours just like that to use to generate different ideas and topics. So it's not a replacement for, copywriters or writing or people, but it is good thought, good way to kickstart some of your ideas and a good starting point. Tip number 18 is tip number 12. And this is what I said to Cindy a few weeks ago: get a damn green screen for Zoom recordings. Now, right now, I don't have my green screen on because I have this lovely little whiteboard thingy behind me. But behind that is a green screen, and it makes a huge difference if you're doing a lot of Zoom calls and Zoom conferences. And as Cindy will tell you, it just is a kind of a game changer if you have actual green screen that you can use, and that way you can put behind you anything that you want, whether it's an image or an office or whatever it may be. So the rest of my office is a shambles, but when I have the green screen on and you can just see that, then it doesn't look too bad. Tip number 13 is to ask your clients for video testimonials. Video testimonials are very powerful because they're social proof. You can use them on various social platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. And they don't have to be complicated. You can do these with your phone. Maybe if somebody's, giving up your service, or they're really happy with the work you did with them, you can say, hey, would you mind saying that into my phone here so I can use it as a testimonial? Video testimonials are very powerful and an often overlooked tool to get more referrals and to get more social proof. Number 14 is to practice to get comfortable on camera. And although I worked in the TV business, I was always on the other side of the camera and always on the marketing side of things. So video, being on camera, didn't come naturally to me, and it doesn't come naturally to most people. But again, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So it's just a matter of, getting more comfortable with the whole idea of seeing the way you look and you sound. And I'm sort of the poster child for the camera shy person, which is ironic because I do video stuff. But again, like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So if you want to say, how do I get comfortable on camera? Just do more. Tip number 15, I mentioned this or alluded to it earlier, is to batch record your videos to get more videos done. So if you decide, okay, I'm going to shoot a couple of videos, or I'm going to do a tip series, you can do a bunch at once and then kind of have those saved and in the can to release every week or to post every week. And I try to carve out, an hour or two to just, okay, this is going to be my video time. Ironically, when I do that, it's usually the time that the dogs go crazy or the guy next door decides to is snow blowing or is leaf blowing. But when you do find those times where you are able to do videos, do as many you can, batch record them and get a ton of videos done in one sitting. Another tip that I'd like to share, number 16, is to get personal with one video emails. And again, this is a really powerful follow-up tool, a really powerful engagement tool. I know, when I send out my emails or my e-zines, I get maybe a 20% open rate. But when I send a video email to someone, that typically gets a 75% open rate. So these video emails get noticed. Again, they don't be complicated. You can use software like loom.com to create a quick little thank you video or hello video. There's another software called Warm Welcome, which is a great video email software. So it doesn't matter what you use, it's just the idea of deciding that rather than shooting an email to somebody, you make it a lot more personal and engaging by sending a video to them. Tip number 17 is to get the right gear, but keep it simple. Again, I'm sharing the slides this way because we had little technical issues. So it almost always seems that the more elements that you add, the more chances you have to have tech snafus. And right now I've got a lot of stuff going on. So the less you have on, again, if you're just recording right on your phone, nice and easy. If you're doing a Facebook Live, every time you add more gear, it adds another level of complexity to that. But you really just want to kind of build it up. So yeah, you want to get the right stuff, but you don't want to overdo it and have so much gear that it's making difficult videos. Another big trend is number 18, is called short form video, and it's really, really popular. YouTube has something now called YouTube Shorts, which is in response to TikTok, and the huge popularity of TikTok forced YouTube to do their own version of short form videos. And typically those are videos that are 60 seconds or less, and they are usually vertical because they're shot to be seen on a mobile device and to be watched on a mobile device. And you may have seen in the news, there's a debate over whether or not TikTok will actually be banned in the US. So that's interesting to watch. But regardless of what happens, YouTube Shorts is really popular, and that's certainly not going away. And it's going to be basically another way that you can create short, compelling videos that can potentially get a lot of views. Tip number 19 is to reuse and repurpose your videos. And basically, once you get a video and you get it off the hard drive, that's kind of where things begin. You can reuse that video over and over again. You can repost it, depending on the time-sensitive nature of it. You can repost it on Facebook, you can repost it to LinkedIn, you can repurpose it on Instagram, perhaps. So one video can go onto many platforms and be used and reused and recycled as much as possible. So don't just say, okay, I did that video and that's done. You can get a lot of mileage out of it by reposting and repurposing your videos.
I wanted to say something. Yes, Susan McKinney asked about the green screen, and I just sent you, Susan, the one that Lou told me to get. There's also a one that's wide. It's a wider version on Amazon. And also I got the other one on Amazon as well. So the wide one may not be bad, but one thing that I will not recommend is the one I had originally, which is this thing that folds up into like 3 big circle pieces. Well, yeah, it's going to attack you. It's the hardest thing to do I've ever seen in my life. And it works, but then you got to keep putting it down. So I bought one where it comes out of a, what would you call that, Lou? A screen.
It's like Yeah, it's almost like a projector screen.
Yeah, exactly. And then and then it will just, and you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta, depending on where your stuff's positioned, you just gotta get it, I guess, leveled up behind you, because what happens
Yeah.
is you can see, sometimes around the edges, unless you get the big wide one, but it's just more, it's just more space taken. So,
hmm Yeah, and it's yeah, that round one that you mentioned, you can unfold it, but you can never fold it back up.
that's right.
All right, so tip number 20 is to find your video sweet spot and your favorite video style. What I mean by that is, if you can find a type of video that you enjoy doing, you're obviously going to do more of it. And for some folks, that might be live video. Some people only do TikTok videos. Some people find that their sweet spot is sharing slides like this. For other folks, it might be one-to-one videos or personal videos. So, and it doesn't have to be only one, but the point is that when you find that sweet spot or that sort of go-to way that you're going to do video, you may do more of it. And that's going to really help you be more consistent with video. Tip number 21 is to focus on your top 3 video platforms. So I know I mentioned TikTok earlier. It's like this new video platform, pretty much every week, but you can't necessarily be everywhere, and you don't want to spend all your time on social media. So I think the idea is to say, okay, well, where's my audience? Where am I going to get the biggest bang for my buck? And where can I find my target market? And again, for me, that's typically Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. For other people, it might be Twitter or Instagram, but try to focus sort of 80% of your efforts on those top 3 platforms, because that's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. And what those are depends on who your audience is. So I know for me, I don't use Snapchat because it's so youth oriented, and that's not what my audience is. I tend to focus more on sort of the main platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Tip number 22 is to streamline and simplify your video recording process. So again, I have my green screen here. I have my lights set up. I don't change anything typically. This week I have this big board back here for some presentations, but you want to be able to basically sit down in front of your laptop and just go. You want to simplify and streamline the process so you're not having to do a big setup every time. Maybe there's a corner of your office or a little section where you can say, all right, I can always do my videos here. I've got my computer, I've got my webcam. If you have lights, whatever, just leave everything set up so that it's very streamlined and simple, and that you can basically record videos anytime you want. And finally, tip number 23 is to a lot of folks just wait and procrastinate. And I'm the same way. I know I'm supposed to do some more vertical videos, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but it's just a matter of getting started. And like we said in the very first tip, start where you are with what you have, and you can build, because any video is better than no video at all. And also, and I'm going to answer these questions that are in the chat, but Cindy wanted me to mention that I am still reopening this week the Forward Video Mastermind that Cindy is part of. And this is a really unique program where you get ongoing monthly support, presentations like these, a lot of other kinds of tutorials. And it's kind of an all-in-one, one-stop shop for video, because we help you with resources, we help you with coaching. You've got a community that pitches in to help you with ideas and challenges and things like that. And there's a new course module every month that's dripped out every month. So like next month will be about using artificial intelligence in video to make video more simple. So lots of support. If there's a small group mastermind, there's the course. We do monthly video sprays, which are basically, we just carve out an hour or two on a specific day of the month, and I'm on Zoom and available to help you and check in and provide an ability. and support. We have monthly Q&A sessions. We have a forum that's outside of Facebook that's just for members community. So I'm pretty excited about it. It actually kind of starts next week on my birthday. And all this good stuff comes with access to me and access to the mastermind, the 10-month course that's one module released every month so it doesn't overwhelm you, and all the cool video tools and resources along with our kind of get it done video sprint days every month so that you will never get stuck with video. And you can see sort of what the different topics are for each month, or the different themes for each month, and what the course will be like. And for my birthday, I am doing the 5th. This is actually March 15th. Sorry about that. 50% off this rather than $197 a month. It's $97 a month, and you can do it monthly. And the link to get more information at is loubortone.com/Cindy FF. I'll put it in the chat, but you can go there and check it out and see all the cool benefits of video and all the different tools and resources that we share with you ongoing every month. So it's like having a video marketing person on your staff 24/7. I'll type in I'll type this into the chat, but Cindy, do you have any questions right now?
I want you to tell them about what I also paid for, the individualized videos.
Oh, right. Yep.
Let me tell you what, this is fantastic. So you tell them about that, because that's
Sure.
the best money I ever spent on getting stuff done, because I'm tired of saying I'm going to get it done. And I know
Yeah,
how
and that's what
powerful
part of
video
this
is.
Yep. And it's really hard to start. And sometimes it's hard if you get stuck on a certain piece of technology. So, and you get a big discount if you're part of this. You do what Cindy's done, which is called the 10X video. So what I did with Cindy and the others was I'll interview her for an hour on Zoom, and then take that footage. We do like Q&As and interview, and then create a series of 10 or 12 or 15 videos out of that one Zoom session. So I take all the footage and I go back and edit it and clean it up and add logos and intros and outros, so that basically you end up with, if it's 12 videos and you do them every week, that's 3 months worth of videos. So that's another part of, if you're part of this mastermind, you get a deep discount on that as well. So it's a way to get help with video if and when you need it. The link to the fast forward is in the chat. And let me see if I can look back at some of these questions and see if there are any others. Sherry's asking if there are any tips to minimize noise when you're outside. It's a little tricky when you're outdoors and you can't control the environment, but if you get a lavalier mic, your phone, and this is another little piece of equipment that I need to get. And again, they're anywhere from $20 to $60. But if you have a lavalier mic that connects to your phone, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, that microphone is going to be here, and you're going to hear mostly you and not the rest of the world on the outside. So you can kind of isolate the sound with a lavalier microphone. If you're indoors, you get what's called Crisp.ai, which is a noise cancellation software that you can put on your computer. And it's supposedly, I think it works pretty well because I have it on mine, can, sort of filter out background noises, whether it's barking dogs or trucks going by or things like that. And that's AI. So I'll put that in the chat. This says my internet connection is unstable, so hopefully you guys can still hear me.
We can hear you. You're just choppy.
Yep. And that's, the lovely internet in my section of New Hampshire. So that's just one of those things we've got to work around. All right. Are there any other questions, Cindy, or anything else you wanted to ask before we wrap up?
No, I'm just excited about what I'm doing with you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Oh, the green screen. If you go on Amazon and search for green screen, there's a version, it's kind of like a projector. It's in a little tube, and then you pull it up and set it up anytime you need it, kind of like a little standee.
It's not the
So,
one that folds up, guys. Don't do that to yourselves. It's awful. It attacks you. It's like you can't get, two of us could not get it back together. Finally did, but it took hours. But these just pull right up. Now there's a wider one, and I don't know if we should say that's okay to get that because it's so much easier. It's the base of it, like a projector screen. It's very
right.
high quality. And so it's very heavy. That case that it folds back down into. So I don't know how much heavier that wider one would be, but that's one of the little problems we run into is that, you know, the one I have and the one you have, you'd have to really kind of maneuver a little bit. But when you do my videos, you're like a genius. It doesn't seem to matter much, but yeah, but you can see this.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's you only need to, you know, kind of block out the space that's on the camera. And once that's done, yeah, I think, you know, anywhere from $100 to $150 on Amazon, depending on the size you get. And, you know, I have one that, again, that's portable, so I can move it around. But that's the kind Cindy has, where you sort of pull it up and move it when you don't need it.
Yes, I got one in time for our first call to do one-on-one videos. So yeah, I really like it. And now I feel, you know, he's getting me set up so that I don't be waiting around to do something. I'm actually doing something, which is really great. Yep.
And if your background is, you know, is not cluttered or messy, you can usually get away with an office or things like that. It's really more about the lighting and make sure you've got, you know, nice even light and that there's not too much light coming from behind you, which will make.
Oh, I should mention this light that I have. It's a ring light. It's on my screen on my desktop. And I'll tell you, that really makes a big difference. I don't think I spent hardly anything for it on Amazon. And it's a ring light. It has a clip. It goes on. It has a USB, so it connects into a USB, you know, port, and it completely levels out my lighting on my face. That was a real eye-opening experience. So that was very valuable. And then it's not a bad idea to have you needed a good camera. I have a Logi. It's a HD 1080p, and then I have it on a little tripod. And then what was I using for my speaker? My speaker wasn't working, so I ended.
The blue microphone.
Yeah, so I ended up putting my headset on. That's attractive.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I just got, and that's why my audio is a little off because I haven't finished adjusting it yet. I got a microphone because I'm constantly buying new crap to test and check it out. And Dave mentioned BombBomb. That's another one of the video email tools or video engagement tools. I mean, anything like that. I think BombBomb's a little bit on the more expensive side, but warmwelcome.com, SendSpark, all these things that are like BombBomb allow you to record quick videos on your screen and then send them to one person or to a small group of people. And they're just much more personalized and engaging because, again, you're speaking directly to that particular person.
Okay, and just to make sure everybody hears it, the training that we start next week, that's going to really get us off our duffs with some accountability to get some videos done.
Absolutely. And one of the first things we're sharing in the first class, in the first module, is using ChatGPT and other AI tools for video, which really is just changing almost, but it's actually getting easier to create and edit video because of the tools that I'm going to be sharing coming up in the next few weeks. Yeah,
and that's great because editing is awful. There's
nothing
nothing pleasant about it at all. But you need to know how to do it. You know, you got to be able to do a little bit of it. I mean, I wiped off a whole video trying to do some editing on the YouTube video platform that they have now where you can edit. Ha! That's hilarious. You just wipe off the whole thing. It was terrible.
Yep. So, and it comes down to, at the end of the day, you know, you want to just be top of mind with those prospects and customers. And, you know, if you're the person that they when ready to buy or sell, you know, video can really help you do that because it can really help you stay top of mind with those folks. The other services besides BombBomb, Loom.com, which has a free version. Thanks, Sarah. SendSpark.com
and then
warmwelcome.com.
And they're really good systems. I don't think I would go to BombBomb first.
I used to have that, but I found it was getting a little too expensive. So
I don't know,
now
though. I
I'm
think
using
that
the other one.
SendSpark and Warm Welcome might be a little easier to use too.
Yeah, and the other thing that's nice about that is you can ask, I think it's SendSpark has a feature where you can ask folks to create video testimonials for you.
And wouldn't you
So,
guys like a few of those? They send them back to you.
yeah, I hit
Yeah.
Cindy up for one of those too. So
Yeah, I think that's really a great service. Really
yeah,
great.
so lots of cool tools, lots of ways to do this without pulling your hair out. And again, it's just the way the world is moving. Everything's going to video, especially sort of in hybrid environments where there's less in-person stuff. So happy to help with any of that. And
So what I want to know, make sure you articulate to them because I'm a little confused. So what's the deadline? Because class starts next week. What's the deadline for signing
Yep.
up for Fast Forward?
deadline to get the 50% off is March 15th, next Wednesday.
Okay.
And let me just share my screen here.
And then the second thing is, well, how do they get what I have? I mean, that is fantastic. Getting you to interview me and get me all set up. I mean, I learned so much and doing all those videos and doing all that breakdown. I mean, these guys don't understand what that kind of thing costs. I had Tom answer.
Yeah. I mean, and I've seen people charge $5,000 or $10,000 for that. I charge $2,000 for it, but if you're part of this Fast Forward, you get 50% off that. So for $1,000, you get
that's what I paid.
A dozen videos done, and all you have to do is basically hop on Zoom with me for an hour or so. We do the interview, and then I go off and do like magic behind the scenes.
But don't want to be scared because you prepped me really well. I mean, we were on a couple of calls before we actually did the recording. Yeah.
We got your background all set. We got your questions ready. And now I have, an hour's worth of footage that I just need to go and edit and clean up and turn into many videos.
Right.
So I hope that's helpful.
It is.
And thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
All righty, Lou. Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Take care.
Talk to you soon.
All righty.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.